Hello everyone and welcome to Let's All Game. I'm your host Aino, and with me as always is Naylock.
Hey there.
It is August 16th, 2016, and we are here to bring you the news. Let's get right into it. So, Witcher 3 Game of the Year Edition is coming out very soon, actually, but don't be too excited about it. If you've rented the game before or something like that, like Witcher 3, or you used to have it and maybe you lost your copy or you sold it and you want to get the Game of the Year Edition, your save will not carry over.
What?
Yeah, apparently, they say that the save files on consoles won't be compatible between games, the Game of the Year version and the regular version, because they are treated by systems as separate products. And this is the community manager, Marcin Momot, okay? And they said this is something that's not up to them. Sorry. Now, here's the thing. I call bullshit out the wazoo. This is the biggest load of crap I've ever seen shoveled my way since Peter Molyneux, okay? Like, this is bad. So, what's your take on this, Naylock?
Well, I mean, all you have to do is cite other games that have done this.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Mass Effect do that every time where you could import a save?
Well, that's not the Game of the Year edition.
One?
Like let's think of a great example, right? Shadows of Mordor, Game of the Year of, I think it was either 2014 or 2015. They had a Game of the Year edition. It didn't mess with anything else. I don't know if I've never heard of this where the Game of the Year edition is a completely different edition. And we're talking about the save data is going to be totally different and the achievements are going to be totally different, among other things. It's blowing my mind right now.
Well, yeah, why couldn't it just be, I could see, like, I don't know, if they don't want people grandfathering in achievements or something weird like that, but couldn't they just be like, okay, well, if you use an old save, a bunch of the new stuff isn't going to come into play. Like, if you use an old save, you're not going to get these new achievements.
No, but I mean,
that seems perfectly serviceable. But why would? No, it's a completely different game. Like, you're telling me this is so different that it's. Why are you even calling it? They should just call it. I don't know. It's. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense at all. So just to kind of explain what all this is, the Game of the Year edition of Witcher 3 comes out on August 30th, okay, with all of the previous released DLC. That's including Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. In some regions, it's called the Game of the Year edition. In others, it's called the Complete Edition. So depending on where you're from, that's what you're looking for. But the thing is, again, if you've made progress, and this is a huge game, we're talking like 80 hours, 100 hours of gameplay here. If you've made any progress in the game, none of it comes over. If you've unlocked any trophies, you have to unlock them again. If you've done anything that has to do with any progress in Witcher 3, don't expect it to come out with the Game of the Year edition. It's a completely different game, apparently.
Yeah, I'm wondering what would be, like, okay, say they could do something about it, which I think they could. But what would be the advantage to doing this? Like, let's put this new edition out and not let the old save work and make everyone start over again. Like, does this make money somehow? I don't get what's happening.
I don't know. It is, CD Projekt Red is generally a great developer. They've never done this with any of their past games and stuff. Now it is.
No one's done this with their past games, as far as I know.
I should point out, though, that the PC save files are compatible, but on consoles, apparently, I know.
So, okay,
yeah,
it's fine.
It's
whatever you say, guys.
Yeah, it's just like you just want to give up because it makes no freaking sense at all.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that is the community manager. Their job is to be the brunt of all of this.
Yeah. It's not, well, and also be like, it's not our fault.
Yeah.
It's someone else's fault. I mean, even if it is, it's like, I'm not saying it's our fault. Okay, they'll shoot the messenger.
Yeah. They're not technical at all. They don't know what they're really talking about. They're just trying to give a message out there, and maybe there was something lost in translation. Who knows? But
like, they gave me a memo, and this is what it said. So here you go.
Yeah. I'm poor them, because that's a tough job. Give love to community managers if you ever have a chance. So, but why don't we move right along to No Man's Sky? I know, more No Man's Sky news. It's all we talk about, apparently.
Sorry.
Yeah, but No Man's Sky could be getting paid DLC in the future. So Sean Murray, of course, we've talked about him a couple times. Of course, you know who he is now. He was talking about how, they didn't want to rule out the possibility of paid DLC in the future. He said, quote, maybe in the future there's some reason why we just couldn't possibly afford to do a certain feature without charging for it. And that's fair.
Yeah.
He said that some new features coming to No Man's Sky include the ability to build bases and own giant space freighters. And he announced this prior to the game's release last week for it was on PS4 and PC. But yeah, he announced all that, and it's fantastic. But the thing is like, it depends on how big it is. Obviously, the freighters and the base building are going to be free, but what does that mean? If that's what's coming in for free, what would we be having to pay for?
I don't know. And the reason why this is even a thing is like, everyone has DLC. I guess in the past he said or strongly supported having all updates be free, and now he's kind of having to backpedal a little bit because I would even say that was a mistake to say, even if it was true. You shouldn't have been like, we really want it to be free. Now it's like, well, we might have to charge money.
Yeah.
Because now we're actually thinking about adding stuff, and it's starting to pile up.
You think? I mean, this game blew up, right? Like, this is one of the biggest indie releases of all time, I think. But, they also did say that, and I quote here, if you hoped for things like PvP multiplayer or city building, piloting freighters, or building civilizations, that is not what No Man's Sky is. He continues, over time, it might become some of those things through updates. So he's already said that we're getting base building, which is part of like the city building, and freighter, piloting freighters. So that's already coming. But, building civilizations, PvP multiplayer, city building instead of just base building, I guess those would be things that we would pay for, and something similar to like a season pass.
There's also a No Man's Sky patch on the way for the PC and the PS4. They didn't explicitly detail what it is, but he did, Sean Murray did tweet that it's going to make these people very happy. And you can speculate on what it is because they have an experimental branch for the PC players that has updates on it right now that you can try out.
It's Steam only, by the way.
Yeah, Steam only for the PC. And it's very likely some or all of these are going to be part of the update. Obviously, some of this, after I announce, say what it is, it won't be a PS4 one.
Yeah, before you go into the details here, none of this has anything to do with the PS4. In fact, I have no issues with the PS4 version, except for it crashes sometimes when I try to warp to specific planets. But that's about it, really. I think all of it works great. But go ahead and let's hear this PC crap, because everyone's making a huge deal out of it. And I had no problems on PC either, so I don't know what anybody's bitching about.
All I had was when I first started playing it is the settings were probably set too high. I don't know if it auto detects or whatever. But for whatever the performance of the game is, it was set a little too high, so I was having a lot of frame rate drops. All I had to do was turn down, I don't know, like two things, like shadows and some other thing I don't care about, to low. And then my frame rate went up like 10, 15, and I don't get any more hitching. So I don't know why everyone is so upset. So
let's hear this list in this patch here, and after you're done with it, let's say if that would fix our experience at all.
All right. There's improved AMD Phenom support. Alt Tab has improved. Shader caching, mouse jitter, max FPS cap, improved performance, Intel GPUs, and G-Sync. All these are going to be worked on in various ways.
Maybe that works for like the wider range of PCs out there, but I think that's why you and I both hate PC game development, because you have so many different hardware combinations that you have to work for, and it's dumb. It's so dumb. Like, developing on mobile or consoles is definitely the way to go every single time, I think.
Hardware wise, of course, I want to point out the Intel GPU one. All that is now it'll tell you that you won't be playing the game on an Intel GPU.
Well, so what can happen is, like, say like you're on a PC that has Intel GPU and like an NVIDIA card or an AMD card. It'll tell you if your system is using the NVIDIA card or the Intel card, which is good. But if you're on an Intel GPU, it'll just be like, nope, sorry.
So, yeah, sorry, bro.
Yeah.
And the vague improved performance is for CPUs with 4 threads or fewer. So
cool.
I just thought that was fun. Improved performance. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And thank you for improving that performance for me. I appreciate it. But I didn't need it. So what about the other things in the game that really need fixed? And you're like, this is great that the performance is your main concern, and they are working on it. That's really cool. But there's other things wrong with the game that I kind of want them to look at. So
yeah.
All right. Moving right along to our last news story. The Wii U finally receives probably the best version of Axiom Verge next month. So Axiom Verge was originally launched in 2015 for PS4 and PC, and earlier in 2016 for the Vita, which all of them are fantastic versions of the game. And so they are finally bringing the Axiom Verge game to Wii U. Now, if you're not familiar with Axiom Verge, it is a Metroid-like retro sprite-based sort of 2D platformer game. It's incredible. It's awesome. Really, really good. And it was announced about 4 years ago, and Wii U was actually mentioned on on the list of platforms that it was going to go to. But the developer, who is Thomas Happ, is saying that this is probably the best version because, one, it is a pixel-perfect port. And he says that, it's the only console version to support leaderboards for the dedicated speedrun mode. And the Wii U gamepad will allow people to have the world map viewable at all times without pausing the game, or the option to play off TV. And technically, if you have a Vita, you could do that already. But, that goes, you could do this in all-in-one on the Wii U. I'm probably not going to be getting it for the Wii U since I've already bought it on PC, PS4, and Vita. But it's a great game. That's all I can really say. It's a great game. Are you familiar with...
certainly like it.
Yeah, are you familiar with Axiom Verge?
Not really. I did hear it in passing, but no, that looks fun.
You should get it. You should get it.
I should.
Yeah.
You should give me one of your 8 copies. What the heck? Geez, it has a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah.
You weren't kidding.
It's a great game. It's a great game. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out now. Again, we have, footage here of everything that we talk about, so you can get a good idea of what it is.
Ooh, look at that. That looks cool.
Oh, man. Did you see that? Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that.
That was crazy, right? Holy shit. Wow.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. You know what? And watch this part of the video have, nothing interesting happening.
Yeah. Standing around. How do I work the menu?
Yeah. Or he's, in the map or something. So that's been the news. You've been listening to Let's All Game. For Naylock, this is Sayuno. And thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.